this is Pinky, and this time I want to share my views about a very popular Netflix TV series. It is called All of Us Are Dead. So it is made by Korea. They are very good at making these TV series about zombies, and they are very exciting and they're meaningful too. So first, if we just take a look at the title, so you can see the English title is All of Us Are Dead, but in Korean it is actually 지금 우리 학교는. So it seems to be about, our life right now in the campus. You know, they have such a big difference. And when it comes to Chinese, it's talking about 更see校園. So it's talking about like vampires or zombies in a campus. So it is actually very dramatic for me because they are so different. And to me, 更see is more like those Chinese vampires, and they are going to go and suck people's blood instead of those zombies that are literally going to eat you up, like all the flesh. Wow. So, and if we try to take a step back as well, even for 부산형, Train to Busan, it is called 西萨列车 in Chinese as well. So you can see, wow, it's such a big difference. I think they're really trying to get your attention and make this very exciting for you and make you really understand that, hey, this is going to be about killing and about zombies. People are going to die in the drama. That's just a very interesting discovery. So I also noticed that people were trying to talk about how people are trying to promote this Netflix series, and in Thailand they're making this super exciting by trying to make those yellow, I'm not sure, buses. I'm pretty sure they are not school buses. They are sticking all the characters' faces and with the bloody fingerprints on the window side, and you can imagine like people are really trying to shout out for help, and there are blood everywhere. And I really don't think this is going to be applicable like everywhere in the world, because people are going to be saying, hey, I'm not going to jump into this bus because it's so scary. Yeah, so but I think it's actually a very creative way of promoting, and I'm sure people who like this kind of topic are going to love this series for sure. Now, I also wanted to talk about the plot, and actually a lot of the Korean dramas, they want to discuss and explore school bullying a whole lot, and for this one as well. So it firstly talk about how dad really wants to help his kid, and that had enough seeing his own child being bullied and beaten up every single day. That's why he asked him to just fight back and stand up for himself, which he did try, but he was just not strong enough, and that actually made the bullies even angrier. So he finally decided to inject this unknown virus into his own son's body to try to make him more powerful, which turned him into a zombie, and he even bit his wife. So he got his son and wife locked up at the back of his room and tried to videotape their transformation and behaviors every single day. And of course he also realized that there was no antidote to that whole thing, but I really don't think he regretted doing this after all. Okay, so you understand when bullying gets started, it never stops basically, because people who bullies others, they really enjoy it. So that's why there is another victim appeared, and the girl had her sweater and shirt being torn by the very annoying Guinand, which was the villain in the story. And she was so severely humiliated. She was not just being forced to make that video, but she was also having her shirt being painted by others, like I'm so sexy, like that. She was so upset, so angry, she was crying, but she just had to entertain those bullies, because if she did anything to piss them off, they could have uploaded that video already. So that's why she got a lot of negative emotion all stirred up, and you could see people were laughing. The bystanders didn't do anything to help her. She tried to tell the teacher, but the teacher just let it be and asked her to just bear with it, like that. So that's why she got such an incredible hatred towards pretty much the whole world, and wanted to burn the whole school up and wanted to kill herself. But you could see that transformation of a very fragile victim to an invincible predator, I may say, because she was a zombie and she could eat up anyone she wants. So she had time to tie up her hair and to show her pretty neck because she was not afraid of being bitten anymore. It's her turn to bite anyone she wants. And she could put on lipstick. She has so much time to make herself pretty when the others are running for their life. So, it's like the time for revenge. So I think this character is so necessary for the story. Now going back to the main character, so for Onjo, I don't really like her because I think, she is a very typical high school girl and that is totally fine and she cares about her friends and that's good as well. But when she saw there were so many different zombies like near the canteen, she didn't even try to run. I mean, it's okay to be clumsy, but you gotta try. But she was like in different positions because her friends pushed her somewhere safe. She was lying on the ground not doing anything, like literally, hey girl, why aren't you moving? Everyone else was like risking their life for you and you just sit there and watch. What's wrong with you? As I'm really not happy with that. Another thing is that you will see how Jung-san really likes her a lot, but she finally realized a little bit of her feeling towards the end when she knew that, oh my god, Jung-san, who I have been playing for a very long time, would really die and I technically have no one near me, like even my dad was not here for me anymore. When she knew that she lost so many people around her, then she started to realize that, hey, I don't want to let you go, and I think it's just a bit too late. That was a very good lesson for us to learn as well. For Sun-hyuk, I'm sure everyone would think that he's very attractive and his high kicks are just so amazing. It kicked all the zombies away and wow, positive. Just, I couldn't say anymore. But I wanted to see more of the development of that relationship he had with the monitress, Namna, because sometimes he got to protect Namna, but I didn't say it much. I want to see more of that. But towards the end, he literally said that, hey, we're still friends, and I'm like, hey, are you friend zoning her? Why would you do that? I am really hoping that I would see more of their relationship growing in the next season, if there is season 2. For Hyun-soo, I really feel very sad for him because he is a very playful. I feel very happy. You can see the friendship between like Jung-san and Hyun-soo. You can see him in the recording room and still being very playful and still trying to, rise up his middle finger like that. So, Nayeon is a very bossy, annoying girl who just kept asking people to do this, do that, but she didn't really do anything and just wait to be saved, basically. Very selfish, definitely. I knew that she would probably die, but I totally couldn't imagine that. She was so nasty. She used that towel to dip into the zombie's blood and then cover it on top of Hyun-soo's wand, and it's just too horrible. What kind of person would do that? She would. So even though I know that she would die, but I thought she would at least had a chance to deliver like the food and drinks to the classmates. But well, she didn't get a chance to, and show how guilty she was. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't expect that. Jimin lost her parents. I really feel sad for her. She had some very realistic reactions, like when danger comes, she really wouldn't risk her life for the others, even though they are friends. So when she died later on, I didn't really feel very sad for her. And then there was Junyoung. Junyoung was a very sad character too. He was very, very smart and he was always number 2 in her grade. But well, he would never think of, hey, I should just make Namna die, then maybe next time I can come first. He would never think like that. And I'm just really proud of him. I like this guy. He was a bit of nerd in the story maybe, but he's cute in a way. Hyo-ryung is a very weak character. She also wore a pink sweater as well. She didn't really serve much purpose. Maybe just a bit of chemistry with Tae-soo. Tae-soo is the chubby but very powerful guy, very hilarious. I actually like him the best. So of course I like Sonomon as well, but I think he's just hilarious. And when people are all really, really upset on the rooftop and he was like singing, and his singing really brought us warmth, and I really like that. And then every other characters, they also started joining the singing. It's just pretty nice. Yeah, it's not just all about the bloody fighting, biting scenes. So I just really like it when they were all like trapped in the music room and they were trying to make this strategy and attract all the zombies into the music room. And Onzo was asking Daesu to shout like really, really loud. I think he literally said, "Zombie, 씨발 개자식들아," something like that. And he's like, "Oh my god, why so manly and so cute at that moment?" He was a very nice character to have. Just like in Train to Busan, I also like the ajashi that saved the others. Also very manly. It's not always about the look, right? Too naive, too shallow. Another character, what's her name? Hari. Hari was the girl, very good at archery and shooting very accurately. Oh, really think that she's very cool. Oh, I almost forgot a very important character, and that's Namna. Namna was really, really cool at the beginning. Nobody cares about her. She was just being isolated. People thought that she was like a bookworm. But later on, she was like a super girl in the whole group, and she was protecting everyone with her like amazing hearing. And oh, I think it's very interesting that when you see that sometimes she had red eyes, and then she started to crave for food. She wanted to eat up the others. Yeah, and when she was about to fight and she needs to like change one of the eyes into red, and then she would start to fight. I'm not sure if that shows that she is like a weaker version of Guinam, or she's like evolved even better version of Guinam. But I think it's just really cool that Namna could control his hunger, control his skills, and she could throw Guinam from the rooftop to the bottom, and she could like twist Guinam's hand like that. Oh, so cool, this girl. By the way, I also thought that the legislative council member who was wearing the pink suit was her mom, because I think Namna mentioned, "Oh, my mom would risk everything for me to get in here to save me," but I guess the story just didn't talk much about that, so that was a pity. There were so many things I've been thinking, and I just don't really know whether it's right. Like people in this series, they got bitten and they just somehow transformed into a zombie quicker when they got angrier. And that I'm not sure too, but that's what I thought. Like if you said something to trigger them, then they started all the nose bleeding and all the, bone twisting. Now I want to talk about the saddest scene that I think it doesn't have to be ended that way. So Onjo's dad was very well trained, like, physically, and he was very smart. He has a lot of like very useful tools to help him to get through a lot of things you can imagine. He survived so many bullet shots, and he went and saw his daughter. I really couldn't imagine how he was just so stubborn that he had to throw all of those, I don't know, like firecrackers like stuff, through all of them. And I think maybe nearly the last one get him bitten, and so he had to lock himself inside the like tennis court, and he could not go with his daughter. And that's just so silly. Why would he die in that way when he survived so much already? And same for Chongsan's mom. They really love each other. His mom is just so cute. She wanted to name the restaurant in her son's name and even use his face as an icon. It's just so sweet. She was not even good at like riding a motorcycle, but she did try it, and then she even hurt her feet. And she managed to dodge a lot of the soldiers and zombies already, but at last, just because she saw a familiar face and that was like Chongsan's friend, then she just couldn't resist going to them without noticing that something is wrong with their face. Like the head turns like that that unnatural, and she didn't realize because she was just too excited. Oh, I don't want them to die. And I think it's just so crazy that when all the students who were still surviving were trying to go to the hill, and how come there would only be one zombie in front of them, and that was Chong-san's or Moni, Chong-san's mom? How tricky was that? I just think that it's so unnecessary, and they have to make Tae-soo beat his mom really, really hard. I know the struggle, and then Chong-san was shouting like so loudly. I understand the grief and the pain and all of that, but does it have to be that loud? And I'm like, I think that's pretty much I wanted to talk about, but also about Greenam. Every time I saw him, as if I was playing in this TV series as well, because this guy is just so crazy. He's literally invincible. Like, nothing can kill him possibly. I have seen other movies that talked about zombie, and I have thought about actually burning him alive, maybe something that would work. Every time when I knew that Chong-san had to fight against him, and I knew that Chong-san is going to die, what happened to his eye? Please don't take out his eyeball, okay? You know, a good guy doesn't deserve to end in such way, but that was literally what I saw at last. He lost his eye, and there was so much blood, and it's just too much to handle, you know. So that's why I really, really hope in season 2, Guinam, please die. Please do not survive anymore. My heart was racing. And I really do not want Chong-san to die, because after all, he's a good guy. Yeah. For season 2, I actually have some guesses as well, because you can see towards the end, Namna's reaction is quite interesting. She said that there are a few of other people who are of her kind were still down there, and she had to like cope with them. I think there is like a big hint saying that these hybrids may still exist, and there will be a season 2 about these guys. You can see from the others actors or actresses responses, especially the girl in the sweater. She was so shocked. I hope that she was just shocked because of the fact that Namna can jump from such a crazy distance without dying. I hope it's just that. But I think maybe there were still quite a lot of like hybrids down there, and they thought they have burned them all. That's why they were in shock. And I might have watched too many of the others movies or TV series as well. I thought there might be people who kept one of those zombies or hybrids as secret weapons, and they might try to create more, you know, as a group. Then they can use them for some sort of purposes in season 2, and Namna might have to fight against these people. And Umji, which was the girl being bullied at first, might still survive in a way. And they didn't talk about the teacher who was being bitten. I also hope that the teacher can be one of those hybrids as well, the good ones. So we'll have something interesting to see. But hey, I mean, there are still quite a few questions in my mind. So first of all, the chemistry teacher was turned into a zombie in the police station, and we all know that. But the question is whether he would be turned into the normal zombie, or he would be one of those very powerful hybrids, because we all know that he has a very strong will of knowing what is going to happen to his new invention and to that experiment that he was doing, which might damage the whole world basically. So that might be something that we'll be seeing in season 2 maybe. And second is what would happen to Onjo, because in episode 1 we saw that she was being scratched by the very first zombie, and the wound was there, and I'm pretty sure because she encountered so many different zombies, and there might be some blood spilled on her wound, not just that one case. And she was also in the science room before, and I saw the camera zoomed into her foot, and there was one of those mice walking, parading near her feet. So I was thinking, well, was she bitten by one of those mice? Well, if that's the case, maybe we're just waiting to see when some symptoms might pop up, and maybe in season 2 we might be tasting a bit of that. And lastly, I really am looking forward to see an actual battle between the two hybrids. You know, the victim, the girl victim, Unji, and the worst bully of all, that's Guinam, because you know that they're both basically invincible. So God knows what will happen in season 2. What do you guys think? So I'm really excited to see what you guys think, and would it be close to what I'm thinking, and what do you think might happen in season 2? Who is your favorite or least favorite character? Please let me know down below. Please like, comment and subscribe this video. See you guys soon. Sorry for such a long video, got so much to say. Hope you guys support and enjoy this TV drama.